Good morning, Lawndale. How are you? This is Jonathan Blanchard. Thank you so much for taking some time out and watching my virtual concert on bullying. I hope that you all enjoyed it. I hope that you learned something from it. I am here to answer a couple of questions that were sent to me via email. All right, so we're going to start with the first one. We're going to go right through. First question: what should you do if your friends don't take up for you? Well, sometimes when you're being bullied, and your friends are around, they may be just as scared as you are, or they may not know how to handle the situation. So I would say cut them a little slack. I would also say that maybe that's an opportunity for you all to talk about it, to talk about what should happen or what should take place, or who should you go and get if one of your friends is being bullied. Now, if your friends are participating in bullying you, then maybe they're not your friend, or maybe they don't know how to be your friend. Again, that requires, or you should have a conversation with them if you really value the friendship. All right. So, number two, how did you feel when you got bullied? Well, for a little while, I was scared. I was afraid. And eventually that fear turned into anger. And I became very mad and willing to retaliate. I had had enough of it, um, and probably should have handled it better. Probably should have gotten someone, an authority figure, to help me deal with it instead of trying to deal with it myself. But the first reaction was definitely fear. I was scared, and the final reaction was I just became fed up and angry. All right. Number three, even though you were bullied, why did you bully others? Well, I think a lot of times people, including myself at the time, we bully folks to make ourselves feel good about ourselves. You know, so if I can call out your shortcomings or I can pick on you, then it makes me feel better about myself, or it makes me not feel bad. It's kind of like I see something in me that I don't like, and I see that same thing in you. So instead of talking about myself, I talk about you. And that's a sign of insecurity, which we all have or which we all will deal with at some point in life. But we have to find better ways of dealing with it instead of trying to take it out on other people, especially people who mean us no harm. All right. Number four, can we tell people at school if it happens on social media at school? Yes, absolutely. The best person to tell is your guidance counselor. You could talk to your teacher about it, and they will get that information to the proper authorities, because it is illegal to cyberbully or to bully people online. And that comes with some legal penalties. That comes with some real trouble. So you don't want to hide that. You don't want to deal with that yourself. You want to get an authority figure involved, like your guidance counselor or your teacher. All right. Number six, no, number five, I'm sorry. Is it wrong to be friends with someone who bullies others? You know what? Everybody has friends. And a lot of times people that bully are people that don't have friends. Maybe you are there. Maybe you're there to help that person deal with whatever they're going through. Uh, you shouldn't put yourself in any trouble or any harm's way. But sometimes, if that person is a true friend of yours and you're a true friend of theirs, maybe it's a situation that you can talk through, or maybe that's something that you can help them see that they're wrong, or see that perhaps they shouldn't do that. You know, maybe something going on in their life, um, that being around you makes it a little easier for them to deal with. So I don't think that you should just stop being someone's friend because they are talking about someone or picking on someone. But you should be cautious, and you should have your eyes open and your ears open to make sure they're not putting you in a bad situation, and make sure they're not putting you in a situation where you might get in trouble. All right. Number six, Why do some kids not report bullying? Well, sometimes we don't think bullying is a big deal, and it really is. But sometimes we don't believe that it's as dangerous and hurtful as it actually is. So when someone doesn't think something's a big deal, they oftentimes they just let it ride. They don't take it seriously. And we also have to keep in mind what bullying is. Bullying is not just talking about someone a couple of times. There are elements to bullying, and I think by now you all know those elements that make up what we consider bullying. You know, um, yeah, I think that's my answer. Why do some kids not report bullying? Other times kids don't report bullying is because they're scared that nothing's going to happen, or they won't be protected, uh, or they don't want to look like a snitch and all this kind of stuff. But if someone is putting you in danger, uh, before you handle it yourself, it's always best to get an authority figure like a teacher or a parent or a counselor involved. Number 7, how long have you been doing your program? Well, this particular program is fairly new. I've only been doing it for a couple of years, the bullying program, but I've been performing in schools for about 10 years now, and I love what I do. Shout out to Mississippi Arts Council for making this possible. Thank you guys so much. Um, let's see. What is your response when someone tells you they have been bullied? Well, my first response is to find out exactly what happened. How often has it occurred? Uh, and who's involved? That's my first response. My second response is to get that person um, the proper assistance that they need. If I can't take care of it, if I'm in a position where I know who's doing the bullying, then I'll speak directly to the person that's doing the bullying and find out what's going on with them, what's wrong in their life that makes them feel like they need to pick on someone else. Um, and a lot of times it's a very simple fix. A lot of times it's a misunderstanding. A lot of times it's just someone that's hurt trying to hurt someone else. And if you can address the root of the problem, if you can address the beginning of the problem, uh, then you can cut some of that stuff out. But the first thing is establishing what's going on actually bullying. All right. Number 8. I'm sorry. Number 9. Number 9. How did you overcome your bullies? Hmm. Well, my bullies eventually became bored with me because I simply ignored them. There was nothing that they said that could make me get out of character. There's nothing that they said that would make me upset. Sometimes they say things and I thought it was funny and I'd laugh too. And eventually they just left me alone because I was no longer any fun for them to bully. So I simply ignored them, you know. Um, yeah, that was it. I ignored them. No one put their hands on me or anything like that, but a lot of people talked about me a whole lot. And eventually, my confidence level in myself became so high that I didn't care what anybody said. And to this day, I don't care what anyone says about me, especially someone that is not my friend, someone that is trying to hurt me with their words. Now, there's a difference between someone that is trying to hurt you and someone that's trying to give you critique to help you grow and become a better you, right? So those people that are trying to hurt you, you just simply ignore them. Their words don't mean anything. They can't do anything to you or for you. So their words are not important. That's just their opinion, and people are going to always have their opinion about you, and sometimes it's how you see yourself, and sometimes it's not how you see yourself. But it's your goal to be in touch with your star player, and your star player is you. The only people that you should be concerned with as far as how you see yourself is you. And that's how I deal with bullying. All right. Number 10, the final question. Why did you decide to start this program? Okay. I decided to start this program to help people that are being bullied to let them know that it's not their fault. I started this program because a lot of kids and even some adults uh, take this bullying very seriously, and it begins to make them feel bad all the time. It begins to make them feel depressed all the time, and it puts them in a very dangerous emotional place. It puts them in a very sad, very dark place. And I created this program to kind of help with that, to kind of assist them as they go through it and give them the proper tools and proper instruction as to how to deal with it. That's why I created this program. Well, listen, I want to thank you all so much for being a great crowd. Very good questions. I really enjoyed answering them. And on behalf of the Mississippi Arts Council, I am Jonathan Blanchard. Thank you to the teachers and administrators at Lawndale. And I hope that you all have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful weekend.